Hello everyone, welcome back to MalStorm Gaming. My name is Malachi Gardner. Today I am very excited to unbox the newest Crimson Scales expansion, the Trail of Ashes. For those of you unaware of what the Crimson Scales is, it is a series of Gloomhaven expansions designed and produced by the fans for the game. So this is the second one in the line here. It's the Trail of Ashes, which I believe does require the original Crimson Scales box to play. And as you can see here, it is an unofficial fan-made expansion set in the Gloomhaven universe. So this is compatible with Gloomhaven, but there's no involvement with Cephalophore games. But you do have the same art that is done by Alexander Elishev, which is very cool because it looks like Gloomhaven, because you have he's using all of the free assets that Isaac put out for the community to use, and then you're using art that Alexander made specifically for this this game here. So it's all unique art to the Crimson Scales, but it's still done with the same art style and skill talent that is used in Gloomhaven, which is very cool. So let's take a look at this. So we have some flavor text here. A powerful storm is the catalyst for an extraordinary geological phenomenon and an unlikely treasure hunt. Even the skies can bring opportunity, but in Gloomhaven, every opportunity comes danger. This standalone expansion to the Crimson Scales sees your party race into the heart of a volcano for rumored riches, fighting off the competition and tackling new enemies to get their hands on the fabled Ember Crystals. Okay, so that's really cool. It is a standalone expansion. So it is expansion that requires Gloomhaven to play, but does not require the original Crimson Scales box, which is very nice. It includes one scenario book and section guide, including 18 new scenarios, 5 playable characters with their own decks and standees, and of course there are files for the plastic miniatures that you can 3D print if you have access to one of those. There is one new monster variant and a unique monster type, each with unique decks. 2 bosses with each of standees, 15 metal token upgrades for the Crimson Scales, over 380 cards, including new content that is revealed as you play, 30 plus item cards, 24 event cards, 8 personal quest cards, over 60 tokens and overlay tiles, some character notepads, 3 envelopes with hidden content and additional content used to play. Trail of Ashes is an unofficial expansion which integrates into the Crimson Scales campaign. Enhance and extend your journey with new content brought to you by the original Crimson Scales team and guest contributors. So very cool. Let's open this up and take a look at what it is. Let me get inside. Open up the lid here, and I will say that I now have probably a little bit too much Gloomhaven stuff, too much Gloomhaven content, and it's probably good for me, but oh well, I'll play through it eventually. So we have some sealed content stickers. We read this first book here, which tells you kind of how to assemble everything, and that is important, as you can see with these stickers here, and I'm sure we'll see more as we get through. Things aren't as neatly polished and put together in the box here than it was in an official Gloomhaven box. So, for example, we have the character tokens that are out here in this main punch board, rather than them having their own punch boards that are already included inside the tuck boxes. So there's a little bit more assembly that's required for this, rather than was for Gloomhaven or something else like that. So, looks like we have our new character, or new villains rather, some bosses, and something cool there. Okay, so this is a joint boss. This one boss is for 2 test units in it. And this other boss here. Some tokens that go with this kind of lightning-based class, maybe? I don't know. This one right here. Some overlay tiles. Looks cool. Looks like we might be getting 2 new conditions, so we'll have to see what that is. We have our rulebook and scenario guide. Alright, so let's go ahead and check that out. So it looks like we do have some new conditions. So we have Riddle, which is from Frosthaven. We have Dodge, which is a positive condition, which can only be gained by characters and allied figures. When applied to a character, the next time they would be targeted by an attack, before modifiers are drawn, they may discard 1 card from their hand, or lose 1 card from their discard pile to prevent the attack and the attacker draws no modifiers, and any effects or conditions from the attack are negated. And then it's moved after that. So that's interesting. Huh. So it allows you to avoid conditions and such, but you still lose a card, so it's kind of interesting. Then we have Empower and Enfeeble. So Empower is a positive condition. When a figure is empowered, they must shuffle an Empower card from the active figure's personal supply into their attack modifier deck. If the Empower figure does not use an attack modifier deck, Empower has no effect. And when an Empower card is drawn, it acts as a positive modifier and is returned to the personal supply it came from. Interesting. So we'll have to take a look at some examples of that, but you can add other cards in from your personal supply, it looks like. Okay, alright, then we have several tech boxes here, and there is some contents in here. I'm not going to show you on camera, but we do have the player board, the character sheet, and then the pawn in there for each of the characters, it seems. So that's nice. We have our 3 of our characters here, and then we have a large V, or is that a U maybe? I don't know. With something in it, not sure. And then we have S and M. Whoa, M's actually pretty heavy. So some interesting stuff in here, I'm sure. These actually are fairly heavy, so I'm sure there's some significant content in there. Then we have some baggies, some mini cards, as well as our metallic tokens. These are nice. These are pretty hefty. This is the ladder token from the firefighter character. Yeah, some different tokens for the different characters. These maybe chests or something. I've never actually done too much with metal coins before, so we'll have to see how I like these. These certainly feel pretty nice, so that's kind of cool. Alright, then we have some decks of cards here. So it looks like we have all of our attack modifier cards in here for the different classes. And then we have some, let's see, this is the back of the deck. Okay, so we have our new player reference cards with all the new conditions on those. So that's neat. Those are double-sided. There's now a lot of conditions here. So that's kind of cool. That's our different quests here. Some city cards and road cards. And then we have some of our enemies. So different levels there. Smoke Spirit. Tallow. Cool. And then some special cards here. Oh, these are updates to cards from the Crimson Scales. So some of the errata and stuff for some cards. So that's cool. Alright. And then these are the class cards for all the classes. So let's not look at those. Spoilers. Some mini cards for items. So nice, cool items here. Cool stuff. And these are some, I guess, side quests maybe. Are different cards for different enemies and such in here. Let's see, is there anything? We got 2 more check boxes. Nothing under there. So yeah, it's about everything it looks like. So our different characters for the different bosses and everything there. Very cool. Looks like we have scavengers here. So I guess that's our alternate. So the way it works is with the alternate classes, it'll be a different deck for, you use the same like stat cards for an enemy, but it'll use a different ability deck, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of neat. We'll have to play around with all that. Now there's one thing that does appear to be missing, is that there was an add-on, basically it's funded so well that they said that an art book would be included for everyone. Oh, okay. Just as I said that, looks like it's on the bottom there. So I was getting a little bit nervous that they forgot it. but it's on the very bottom there under the insert. So if you are waiting on your copy, fear not. If you unbox everything and you don't see it, the hardcover art book is on the bottom under the insert, and this looks really cool. So we have Crimson Scales, Collected Works, cool cover there. So let's go ahead and just flip through this real quick. Pretty high quality book from the feel of it, nice paper and such. Some sketches. Man, this is so cool. Yes, man, that's the box art from the original box. Wow, lots of cool art. So, very neat. Yeah, this is also, just like I haven't really done too much with metal coins, I've not done too much stuff with the art books either. So, this is kind of cool to have just the art. Alright. Okay, so, I don't want to look too many at these because these are from the classes, but this is one of the classes. We'll just look at one. So this is the Bombard. You have his character here, a rough sketch, but then also, what's really cool, is you have a developer's note here. So let's go ahead and just read this. So I originally played through the primary Gloomhaven campaign with my wife, who preferred classes with ranged abilities instead of being in harm's way with a melee kit. Since I personally prefer melee classes, which could tank, I decided to explore design space which accommodated both playstyles. So that's really cool. So for all the different classes, I assume you'll then have some developer's notes. I don't know what this class is right here, but there's a lot of developer's notes right there. So that's very cool. Just to get some behind the scenes, as it were, on the art. And this is just a really neat thing, just to be able to flip through and just read a bit about the game as it was being designed. And it feels really nice weight to it. The cover has a nice finish as well. So very cool, and I'm very glad that this is added on as a free add-on to everyone who backed it. So that's very cool. Essentially what happened there was, from my understanding, they got to a point where enough people bought the second wave of the printing of Crimson Scales, in addition to the Trail of Ashes expansion, that they got to a new bracket in the print, the print quantity. They got a new bracket there, so the cost of each copy went down. And since this is a fan-made project for Gloomhaven, they're not really allowed to make any profit, according to the license there that all the fan-made content has to be put under. They just had to, they just added in this book here and the metal coins just to add that on because of the reduced cost. So that's very cool. So it's everything you get. Quite a lot. Excited to take a look. There will be a decent amount of sorting, of course, as I take everything out of the shrink wrap and put them all in their proper boxes, but this is a little smaller than the full Crimson Scales box, so it should be not too bad. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope this was just fun for you to watch and maybe helpful for you to see. If you're still waiting your copy, I'm sure it'll arrive soon. But, yes, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please consider liking it and subscribing to MalStorm Gaming. And until next time, happy gaming!